Hey y'all, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's talk about Ready to Love, honey. Ready to Love has been entertaining for me this season so far. Now, I want to talk about Fransisco and Tay for a second. So initially, they had this really good connection going on from the first day, but it seems like Sis does not like the fact that Fransisco does not have a car, does not live in his own place, and I understand it. Let's be honest. Fransisco is a man of a particular age. If I'm not mistaken, that man is 40 something. At that age, there is an expectation that at the very least, you have a car and you have your own space. You're not living in a room and you have your own space. Because think about it, at that age, you're dating a man. You want to be able to come over, go over to his place, come over to yours, and it's not difficult to navigate your relationship. It's like, what happens when other people are in the house? You guys feel like you don't have your space. You have to be confined in the room. It's just not a thing that you want to be doing as a woman that is 30, 35. It just doesn't make sense. If you're in your early 20s, it may be like, oh, it's cute. He lives in a room. We're still figuring it out. But at that age, there is an expectation that you should be at a particular level. So when you're not at that level, it's like, okay, why aren't you at that level? Is it that you ran a successful business for 10 years and then you went on really bad times and you're having to really figure it out again? And don't get me wrong, people fall on hard times all the time. It is possible. But then why are you on this show? I have so much empathy for Fransisco because anything can happen in life, right? But why come on this show saying that you're ready to love when you really should be focusing on how can I get myself out of this current situation? That should be your priority, not dating. Because let's be honest, you're not in a financial situation to be getting engaged, to be getting married to anybody. You're not there yet. And people that come on the show Ready to Love, at least from what they say, should be people that are looking for long-term connections, looking to get married or long-term partnership. So it's like, Fransisco, how is that going to work? This girl has a great career. She's doing well for herself. How would she deal with dating you? What is the relationship going to look like? I feel like there's going to be such a difference in lifestyle. How many dates can you really even take her on? What can you do if she loves to travel? Can you even travel? Or are you going to have to spend the whole year planning your money to be able to travel, trying to get your money together to be able to travel? These are the sort of things that affect a relationship. And even if the girl is like, okay, I'll put up with that, usually it doesn't end well. It's like signing up yourself for stress, because he can't take you on dates regularly. You can't go over to his house because you don't feel comfortable. You can't sleep over because you don't feel comfortable. You can't travel because he can't afford it. All of these things have an impact on your relationship if these are the things that you enjoy doing. There's been a time where there was this guy trying to talk to me and I genuinely said to him, I feel like we have really different lifestyles. Our lifestyles are not aligned. I travel a lot. I love to be able to travel. With you feel like where you are financially, you don't travel. And to travel, you're going to need to plan for such a long time to be able to go to the kind of trips I want to go on. Whereas I'm going on my own time to places multiple times a year, different countries. Financially, these things cost a lot of money. So you need to be able to at least afford that as well. If not, like, it just feels like there's such a huge disparity in the relationship. Also, dates. I like going to particular places. I have a particular type of taste. If you can't afford it when I go to these places, you're going to be thinking like, this girl's wasting money, or you can't even take me to the places I like because you can't afford it. So it's just too much of a disparity which I feel like causes more problems than it is. And the thing also is, if, let's say, for instance, Fransisco is somebody who has built a business and fell on hard times, he would be able to speak to Tay and say to her, see, I have a track record of doing this, and this successfully for a number of years. However, this happened, and now this is what I'm doing to get myself in this particular place. And this is how long it is likely to take. He would have a plan and be able to have some progression and can show, like, since I've been trying to get it back on track, this is the progress that I have made. But even at that, I would be like, proceed at your own risk. Now, I will say I loved that he had a conversation with Naeem and Naeem was able to pour into him. I think that is a very, very good moment. And I love that Ready to Love did not edit that out. That is a very wholesome moment. And I think whatever happens, I hope that Fransisco and Naeem actually end up being friends, because I think that Fransisco sounds like someone who is going through some emotional challenges and needs somebody that can pour into him and validate him. And I think Naeem does that quite well. But let me know what you guys think. Would you ever date a man who doesn't earn as much as you do? Would you date a man who doesn't have his own house, who doesn't have a car, especially if you have your own car and you have a house? Let me know in the comment section below. I noticed that Cam and Rose seem to be getting along quite well. Now, I will say I don't know how long that is going to last for, because personally, I like Rose, but I feel like I don't think there's something about Cam. I don't know if I can put my finger on it, but there's something about Cam that I'm not convinced about. And let's see how the season progresses, and maybe we'll talk about it at a later point. But right now, I'm not convinced about Cam. I'm just put that out there. The other thing is, Raquel, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand your outfits. Why aren't you putting in effort into your look? Why would you come on reality TV and not give a F about how you look? The way you come across, your hair looking undone, your dress, it's like, what is going on? You're here to find love. You should be putting your best foot forward. Why are you coming out here looking like you did not even put any effort? I absolutely hated that. And why are you reading a sexual poem? I was confused. I looked confused. Naeem looked confused. I'm not surprised. Like, why are you out here reading a sexual poem? It's tacky. It's low vibrational. It's ghetto. Like, it just gives me ghetto vibes. Absolutely ghetto vibes. So no, I feel like she is going to get evicted sooner rather than later. I'm even surprised she's lasted this long, if I'm being honest, because it just gives, why am I here? I'm in the wrong place. So yeah, it's a no for me. I do want to talk about Fritz. I feel like there is something disingenuous about Fritz. And I feel a little bit like Shanice. I would have thought you would be able to pick up that there is something not quite right about Fritz. I don't get it. I don't see what they see in Fritz. I don't understand it. I do notice that the whole poly lifestyle has come up a few times and came up a few times in this episode. I think if you're following a hashtag about poly lifestyle, yes, you can be curious about things, but when I'm curious about things, I search for the thing and I move on. I don't go following the hashtags. If I have to follow the hashtag, that means I'm really, really serious about it. So I'm not surprised that is a question. Initially, when I thought about it, I'm like, are we really researching people's hashtags and asking this question? It seems very, very trivial. But now that she's done the work of doing the research and seeing that you follow the hashtag, I would also be looking at you a little sly, because why are you following the hashtags? If you were curious, you could see, if you check my Google searches, you'd be like, this girl be searching for random things. So If I hear anything or something intrigues me, I just go over there and search. And then once I search, that's it, it's done. I don't go out here following no hashtags, keeping track of what the poly people be doing. So it's given that's really what you want to do, but you are not bold enough to stay in your truth. So yeah, it's very, very odd for me. I know other people also ask, but I'm not going to talk about it. I agree. I feel like he's not being completely honest about if he found a woman that said she's on the poly lifestyle, he will be right there with her doing poly-ish, in my opinion. Now, can we talk about Collie and Eddie? What the heck was that? Collie was doing too much. She was practically pushing herself on this man. Can I get a kid? What are you doing? It was so embarrassing. Read the room. And this is what I always say to women. Why do you have to be the one trying to force intimacy? Why not wait for him, if he wants to be intimate, to initiate that? Now you are out here looking silly because you were, first of all, sounding like you were slurring your words. You were a little drunk, getting close to this man. Also, when you're looking at him and you're getting close, can't you see from his eyes that he ain't with you? He's not there with you. Can't you read the room? And then you're now trying to get a kiss, and then you're feeling rejected, and you're cursing and then walking off. It's like, what are we doing? I was so embarrassed for her. Like, I watched it again this afternoon, and I'm just like, it's so embarrassing. Like, what is going on? I also loved that he curved it, because some men would have just been like, let me just go ahead. So no, I love that he curved her about it, because I don't think it was appropriate. Also, it's not like he told you like he's feeling you and this is it for him. Like, why are you out here trying to kiss nobody when there's a bunch of other people on the show that you're meant to be getting to know? Yeah, so that threw me off. Now let's talk about Sahara and Fritz. My thing with Sahara is this, girl. You won a game, the opportunity for you to have a date with somebody. You could have chosen somebody that you liked, but you did not get the opportunity to connect with as a way to stay on the show. No, you chose Fritz. You don't like Fritz. You can't stand Fritz, yet you chose him. And this is why I almost feel like Sahara is there for the drama, because if you're not there for the drama and you're really trying to get to know somebody, why Fritz? Fritz of all people. It doesn't make any sense. So, of course, the whole polyester, of course, it's not polyester, but, she was talking about polyester and the fabric. She made a joke. I cracked up. I actually laughed in that moment. But she was talking about this whole poly lifestyle, right? They talked about it. There was clearly no connection there. Sahara was clearly irritated by the end of the date. They both were. I was just like, there was no need for this. And I'm just like, Sahara, and this is why you're on the bottom again, because instead of using that opportunity to tie up a connection with somebody that you did have a connection with, you've now used this to speak to Fritz, and now Fritz even wants you eliminated even further. He wants to push you out. Now, I will say Fritz exposed something that I thought was interesting. He said that he wasn't really taking the experience seriously initially, but then now he's now starting to take it seriously. And that's the thing. Why are you on a show called Ready to Love if you're not taking it seriously? And then why would you even have the audacity to open your mouth and say that? A lot of the people that are on the show aren't taking it seriously either. But the difference is they're not coming across as not taking it seriously. Or at the very least, they're not out here telling you they're not taking it seriously. So no, sir, we don't want to hear that you're not taking it seriously and you're wasting everybody's time. Now, Cam might be a little bit suspect, but I like how he called out Fritz, because somebody had to do it. The fact that, they were in the deliberation and Fritz kept like whispering and talking about get Sahara out of here. Like, what are we doing? We're on a show to find love. Questionable, but we're meant to be on the show trying to find love. You don't like the person, that's cool. But why do you want the person out? There are other guys, so she could be for the other guys. There's no reason for you to try to sway their opinion. So I did not like that. But I will say I appreciated that Cam called him out because I think it absolutely needed to be said. Let me know what you guys think about the episode. What would you rate it? I think I would rate this episode a 7. It wasn't bad at all. I had secondhand embarrassment for Collie. But yeah, the episode wasn't too bad, and so far the season has been all right. I hope it picks up a little bit more. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.